I'm suggesting that you have a job as the executive to sit on the other side of the table from labor and cut a deal. And the priorities that, the deals that you cut, the budget that you make shows your priorities in life, and particularly in hard times. And at the state level, we made choices this year about trying to protect as much of the service delivery, particularly to poor people, as we could. And we didn't give raises out. We didn't give cost of living adjustments out this year. Now there's raises that are buried in the system where someone gets a promotion, and, but we didn't give raises, didn't negotiate them. We didn't approve them in the legislature. In fact, we rolled back the contracts that the governor had suggested because that was not the right priority in this hard time.
That's a cost of living adjustment. Those are not raises. So what happened last year, what happened, I know inflation doesn't affect anybody else except the public sector, right? So, so we end up in a situation where the bottom fell out for the private sector, fell out for the so what we did do is we went back during the budget process by default of executive service release because it should have been done earlier in the year. But then to go back and basically renegotiate those contracts with all county employees. And that cost of living, when they got all done, it ended up being a 1% cost of living adjustment. So that's how we saved $10 million in general fund monies to help solve our $93 million problem.
We've got to find a way to use the purchasing power of the county to drive down healthcare costs. We adopt different models where we offer employees the option to do things that are less expensive for basic health in order to save the county and themselves some money. We've got to do that because simply continuing to throw money at the traditional healthcare system is a dead end.
No matter how you look at this, you're going to have to make substantial cuts in the general fund. Right. Or we're going to have to make substantial cuts and we're going to have to deal with revenue issues. Okay. And that's the big issue here. So yes, we have cut $200 million out of the general fund over the last decade, and we still have this problem. We still have this problem.
It's true, but I mean, you know, $500,000 here and $1 million there is nothing to be sniffed at. And that's the way that we.
I had no trouble with that revenue package I put out on the table. Clearly, I wouldn't have put it out there if I didn't think it was the right piece of policy to do. Now, I can put out all of the options in one bill at a committee, so we have all the tools, but I made strong arguments that doing a utility tax in the unincorporated area was a reasonable thing to balance out the tax that actually have people in unincorporated county paying for the services that they're getting, particularly as it helps to cause the annexations to happen, which is the strategic solution as opposed to just getting the non-represented employees to pay more for healthcare. What went wrong on that?
On just getting a unified revenue solution to all these different parts of the bill.
No, we got a lot of parts through. We got the flexibility parts through. We got one part giving them some taxing authority that Dow doesn't like, but it doesn't require a constitutional amendment to pass.
They created 75 cents authority with nickel.
Because it worked for other counties.
Done,
right.
So
right.
we didn't.
Right. So it gave them some flexibility in use of
property
this.
tax.
Property tax.
That's all we keep getting handed over and over and over. Property tax and sales tax.
You've got mentally ill people on the street. You've got drug dependency people on the street. We're just measuring effort. We, as we used to do, we'd arrest all of them and throw them in the jail, and then they came out. We'd do it over and over. That's exactly what we used to do, and we changed that. We dramatically changed that almost a decade ago. We said there's a lot of people in the jail that don't need to be there. We can turn their lives around, make them more productive citizens, and cost the taxpayers less. We did that. We began to measure who's in that jail. And you still have a high-cost facility.
Sim said everybody out of the pool.
Right. No. And you guys said no.
We said that's ridiculous. Now Curtis said, okay, we'll give you an extra 3 years, cities. I think that's insufficient because they have to keep moving forward with their jail planning and terrifying all these neighborhoods all over the county. They're going to get stuck in the jail.
Okay.
And talking about spending $1 zillion on building new hard cells. We
Okay.
should be putting a fraction of that money into alternatives to incarceration.
Okay.
The problem there is some expansion that's going to need to happen over the next 20 years.
Okay.
The cities in the South End would not be building their own jail if they did not believe that they had people that they had to put into jail. They were scared, one, that there wouldn't be a place to put them in, because the county's been incredibly inconsistent about their policy about will there be space, won't there be space. The cities cannot get left on their own.
Okay.
Well,
None of us-
let me finish.
None of us disagree. Ron just
So-
went the wrong direction.
Okay.
We all agree with that.
So this has been,
This is unfortunate.
this is historic in how, and the cities look at that and say, all right, we're scared about the risk here, and wow, the costs of doing this are much better if we do this ourselves.
Susan Hutchison is, presumably going to go through unless something changes dramatically. And she's running as a change agent, whether you agree with her or not. That's going to be her pitch to voters. How can either of you have been in the county forever? You talk about signing off on all these
I have
budgets.
not been in the county forever.
You've been in the
That
county
is
for a
not true.
little
I've served
while.
in the House,
All right,
in
all
the
right, all right.
Senate, in this
But
decade,
my
in
question
this
is this:
century.
how can either of you credibly claim to be a change agent?
I have been working hard for change since I arrived at the county council. I already told you about the performance measures. I'm the guy who authored, regardless of what you've heard, I'm the guy who authored the whistleblower legislation we just passed. I'm the guy who pushed to get rid of the animal shelter when it was no longer working. I have been pushing against the unbelievable inertia that's developed within the institutions of county government since I got there. I've been terribly frustrated by it.
The change that she wants to bring is
Yeah.
not within our principle
Completely
of
But
values.
that's not answering the question that she's raising, I think.
But then she's not being fair or accurate to the change that has been brought to county
Well,
government.
she's-
And
she
that's-
has no
doesn't matter if
obligation
she's
to be
being
fair or accurate.
Right, she has no obligation
She's
to be
no
fair or
longer
accurate.
Right,
Right.
and then when she's
TV
not fair, that's what
journalist.
you're going to get when Susan Hutchins
But
is
so
executive.
how do you respond to that? I mean,
You take it on issue by issue, which is why I crashed the news conference last week and said, look, if you're not going to debate these issues, we're going to bring a debate to you. Because she's coming in now saying, hey, all these changes are going to be made. What changes, Susan? Show us what we're not doing.
I think she's got a point though, which is to ask, how do the guys who've been on the council, who voted for these budgets, want to change King County? Okay, I mean, that's the point.
And I'm wondering,
She's not making a point that
that's
she's got a
another
legitimate
is that a point
proposal.
that you guys are making?
Yeah.
It's another generalization that doesn't hold up when you provide the scrutiny.
I don't
Because it's just
buy. I don't buy that.
any more than the $9 billion problem is
somehow-
totally these guys' fault. I mean, it's just a generalization
Well,
that doesn't hold up.
it could be Ross's fault, but
But Ross, yeah, out of the 147, it is his fault.
the we're all learning from
Just
each
happens.
other.
It's good. I love it.
You know, my time at the county, which has not been all that long, has been about trying to get the dang institution to recognize the need to start reevaluating itself, changing, adapting to a changed era. And there is a terrible resistance to that in the county, and that has got to be fixed.
Get the resistance, and we see it all the time, is nor the management structure of county government, which is a good idea will come up, and we'll be told why we can't do it. Whether that was elections reform or, it really slowed to get
Animal
things done.
services.
Animal services. I mean, we go through it, and frankly, in this last third term, we just all got really tired of it. The resistance at the management levels, from the executive office and into the department levels to really change the culture, to change things, really wasn't the employees.
Let's talk about legislation to put performance measures in, and I'm not sure what you point to that's a result. And I think you want to look at, are you actually getting stuff done here? So are we happy with how the county's run?